Alright gang, welcome back to our Triple Threat Challenge here on Hutan Pantai. It is August now. We are continuing our harvest here, and did not get hit by a tornado. So that's good, right? No tornado damage to us at all. I do not believe that field over there needs flooded any longer, but the one that we harvested in the last episode, we need to re-drill that today. We've got to obviously finish this harvest here. We need to spray that field over there. Then we got to pick up all the straw off the off this field. So, lots to do today. I think our grass field is probably at a point where we could mow it if we want to. So we may potentially do that today as well, and get the goats down. We talked about the goats a lot lately, and I've kind of been waiting until we were able to get some legitimate grass, and it appears that we are at that stage now where that grass could at least be mowed. Now, it may not be the best time to mow it, but that doesn't really make that big of a difference to us right now in that instance, really, because we're only going to be utilizing that grass, at least up front initially, for the goats. And there should be plenty of grass there for the goats, regardless if it's not the best time to actually harvest it or not. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you had a very nice, very Merry Christmas a couple of days ago, I guess, at this time. I'm actually recording this on Christmas Day. So hopefully it was good, and you got some good stuff. Hopefully if you're a guy out there, or a dad out there, you didn't just get socks and underwear. That's typically what we get, right? Hopefully you got some other stuff. Mine was good. Some of you know I'm getting ready to go to Vegas here soon, so I got a few gift cards that I can utilize there in Vegas, which will save me a little bit of money, so that's nice. That was really the best thing I got, in my opinion. And the other best thing is just the fact that my grandma is still alive. Those of you that have been around for a while know my grandma's not in good shape and has only been given a couple months to live, and she's still alive at the time of this recording. So I'm very happy that she has made it at least to the holidays. They were expecting her not to make it to the holidays, so hospice has been called, though, so that kind of tells you where it is, right? So some of you I know don't really like when I ramble on a little bit about that, but I just like to tell you what's going on in my life, even if it's good or bad things, sad or fun things, whatever. And I know a couple of you have been actually asking how she's doing, so just give you an update. That's where we're at right now. Still getting stuck a little bit here on the ground, as you can tell. I think it might just have something to do with this harvester in the ground. I don't seem to be having the same type of issues on the Survive 25 series. Or no, I'm sorry, not the Survive 25 series. The Farm Maze series. It happens occasionally, I guess, but it's not like this. It's not every, I don't know, 50 feet, 100 feet, whatever. Now, what I'm probably going to do here is I'm going to throw a worker on doing this now, and we're going to start working on some of the other stuff we have to do today. There's a lot to do today. Now the fact that we have two tractors, it makes it a little bit easier for us, right? We can do multiple things at once. We do not need to work the headlands. Just go, man. Go, baby, go. All right, perfect. So let's start this up. I think what I would like to do is, the problem with the mower, and a lot of you corrected me, you all came out and made the correct statement. The problem with the mower is I've been trying to do it on the back, and it really is a front mower. That's part of the problem that we're dealing with, unfortunately. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, because this tractor itself does not have the ability for a 3-point hitch, and I don't think our Massey Ferguson there does either. So, it is what it is, right? We're just going to have to deal with it. We'll have to either mow backwards or upgrade the tractor or get a different mower. Now, I have no idea what's out there in the used market. We'll have to take a peek at that as well. Possibly there's something good out there for us. I actually think I'm going to need to run to the shop really quick here. Let's head over there. There's not enough herbicide in here, I don't think. There As a matter of fact, it's not even, I don't think, I know there's not enough herbicide in here. We are going to take care of that pallet of canola as well, I think, today. Yeah, the grass is long enough for sure. We can absolutely mow this. How's everybody doing? Did I ask you that already? I don't know. So much going on right now, who knows? If you're doing well. It seems a number of you did, well, it's only been out for, what, 2 hours-ish now? But almost 3 hours now. So, Christmas time, we normally do stuff at night. Christmas Eve, we do it at night. Christmas Day, we do it at night. We've got a few things to pick up here as well. But anyway, what was I getting at? I thought we had a pallet of herbicide up here. Evidently, we do not. I guess what I'm getting at is the video that I came out, my Christmas special that came out today. Ooh, it's a nice little baler. My Christmas special that came out today has only been out for a few hours, so I really don't know how you feel about it. I'm assuming... Oh, my controller batteries are low. That's not good. I'm assuming... I don't know which one. Which one did I put in here? I don't even remember which one I put in, gang. Uh-oh. I think it was this one. Let's hope and pray. That's right. Yes. Good. So the video, my Christmas special has only been out for a couple hours, but the couple people that have watched it seem to be enjoying it. So I'm not sure if, when, or how I will implement that. I will probably do it once one of these series has been completed, maybe, potentially, I guess. But we'll see. I mean, if it continues to do well, and people are saying, yeah, I'm interested in this, and it's a unique take, then yeah, maybe I'll implement it here in the future. But what I'd like to do, I honestly, and I need to get a little bit better at doing editing with some of the editing programs here. I'm trying to learn those to try to get a little bit better at my editing, and I think to really capitalize on that and how I envision it, you know, coming out and being funny and hilarious for everyone to watch, I think I need to do a little bit more training, I think, to really accomplish that. I'd like to, I don't know, almost make it, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm going to say movie-like, and that's not really the way I guess I'm meaning for that to come off. I'm not really sure how I should word this to make it make sense to you, but in any case, make it, you know, a little bit more produced than what you saw on Christmas, I guess, or what you saw today, I guess. Well, you're watching this 2 days later, so what you saw on Christmas is the correct statement I should have said. But we'll see, right? We'll see. If there's enough interest and people are interested in it enough, absolutely. If it's people enjoyed it, but there's not a ton of interest to see a series about it, then, you know, maybe we won't. But again, even if we decided to do it, I don't think, unless something changes, I don't think I would have the time, unfortunately, to do one of those every week, at least the way that I want to do it, unless I get a lot faster at doing editing. But we'll see. You never know. Like I said, you never know. If it does come to fruition and we decide to do a series like that, at least initially it would probably be something where it only happens a couple times a month kind of thing. Almost like a bonus thing. Now, one thing we can do is we probably shouldn't do, actually, now that I think about it. I didn't really tell you what it was, but I was going to say one thing we could potentially do is get rid of the fertilizer spread, the solid fertilizer spreader, in favor of just doing this. But if we do that, we can't do lime, and we do have lime on for this series. A lot of the times I don't have lime on, but we do have it on for this series, so probably not the smartest move there, Z. Just trying to think of other ways to, well, try to save us a little bit of money, right? All right, the harvester's full. I need to go over there and unload that really quick. Give me just a second here. I'm going to stop this when we get up here to the end. Let's jump in the Massey. Today's an exciting day, though, gang. I'm thinking the goats are going to be put in today. We don't have a ton of money. I'm not going to buy a bunch of goats right off the bat. We're going to buy a handful or so. I guess depending on the price. I really haven't looked at the price. I'm just assuming they're similar to the price of sheep. Excuse me, gang. A little cloudy day here in August, so there was some hail overnight. Luckily, we did not gain any of that hail damage. Alright, so we'll just let that do its thing. We'll carry on here doing the spraying. I missed a couple spots here, I know, and we'll have to just clean those up. It's fine. It's fine. We can do that. It's not a big deal. I can shrink down the spraying width, and we can just a little splash and dash those and take care of them. So my friend Northern Farm Sim has been coming out with some good stuff lately. I've really been enjoying his series, so if you haven't, check him out. Crust you as well, and then Rusty and Farmer Mike and all the normal gang. I haven't seen a whole lot, and I guess I should look. I don't know if Milk That Hen has anything out recently or not. I haven't really been checking his, but I've been so busy with everything else, I really haven't had the time, unfortunately, to watch a lot of the guys' videos. I try to watch all of them at some point. It's hard to keep up with everybody, though. It is. Especially with everything going on right now. But I still try. Do the best I can, at least. To at least watch some of it if I can't watch all of it. One thing I really appreciate about Northern Farm Sim and his videos is when he builds his yard area. I think he's one of the best at building his yards. He's very good at making the ground look like it's meant to be there, if that makes sense. So, you know, the edges and everything else are very well done. He's very methodical about how he goes about that. That's something I would like to get a little bit better at as I carry on here, is making my pathing, you know, my roads or my, you know, tracks or whatever you want to call them, getting a little bit better at making them look a little bit more realistic. Now, I'm not gonna say it's because he has a PC and it's easier, but he has a PC and it's easier, and I'm on console, so I do think it is a lot more difficult to utilize a controller to do that. But we'll gloss over that, yeah? Alright, this field has all been sprayed up. It will need a second application. I think it does, at least. Yes, it needs a second application of fertilizer, so we have to do that as well today. Now, I'm going to leave this kind of hanging out right over here because we're going to need it for this field when we're done here. And I might as well just go ahead and knock it out today when we re-drill this field. So what we might end up doing for now is just mowing backwards. The other option we have, I think there's a mower in the used market, so that's the other option we could potentially go for, is grabbing that used mower. It is a little bit wider than the mower we currently have. I don't necessarily know if we need a bigger mower than what we have. I really don't think we do. I think the mower we have is the perfect size. I just wish we could, you know, put it on the front, so we can mow it the actual way it's supposed to be mowed. Now, wheat is not going to be best to sell right now. We can look at the price. We saw in the last episode it wasn't terrible. It wasn't a terrible price, but it also wasn't a... Okay, just run right into me, worker. That's fine. It also wasn't a good price either. So, probably won't be selling this unless we absolutely have to today. Let's do a quick save here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We want prices, and we want wheat, which is going to be the very bottom. Yeah, I mean, it's actually better than I expected it to be. It's only $200 difference. It almost seems like maybe we should just go ahead and sell it anyway, given that fact, right? Yeah. Grain mill is not far away either. I think it's just over here, right? Yeah, it's that one over there. So, yeah, maybe we do sell it. Maybe we just go ahead and sell it right now. That'll get us a lot of money, which we could utilize. And there is a baler out here, and there's a mower out here, right? So we could potentially upgrade the mower, maybe even try to get the baler too. I don't think we'd have enough money to do it, but there's a chance, right? I'm going to switch tractors just because this tractor's nice, but it really is, it has a hard time. And evidently we're unloading the wheat. Did I say unload the wheat? I don't remember telling the thing to unload the wheat, but okay, I guess we're going to reload it again. Oh, weird. Okay, that was very weird. Anyway. Yeah, the worker's done, I think, with the harvest, so that's good. How much more wheat is in the silo right now? There's still quite a lot, 9,000 in there. I mean, there's some potential. Maybe we don't even sell all of it. Maybe we just sell a quarter of it. I guess it really depends on how much we get out of this. It's 19,600 liters. It's a lot. And if we're going to get $1,200 per 1,000 liters, I mean, we're looking at a good payday here. Now, a number of you have, weighed in again. I've talked a number of times on this series about, figuring out a way to put up some kind of a little image of some sort, right, to, give you the 3 threat objectives and where we are with them, Everything I try, gang, I'm just not... I don't like it. I just don't think it looks good. I think it looks tacky. I don't know if that's the right word to use here or not, but it's just not working out the way I want. So I may just scrap that idea altogether. I will mention every once in a while, like I did a couple episodes ago, that all of the actual objective rules are down below in the description. Now, if you're watching this on, Xbox or TV or something where you don't have that ability to see the description, basically the objectives here, in case you just stumbled across this and haven't watched it from the beginning, we have to get goats, which was all randomized by a randomizer. We put all the animals in there, had the randomizer choose an animal, and we had to implement them. We got goats. We also have to buy 2 specific fields that had green beans in them, which we have yet to do. At the very beginning of the series, you would have to... It would put every crop in there, and it would randomize that crop and pick a crop for you. And whichever one it picked, you had to mark those numbers down, because they may not always be that, but you mark those fields down. I ended up getting 2 fields that were green beans, and eventually we had to buy those 2 fields and then put the green beans in and harvest them, if they're not already there. And then finally, the third randomizer. Well, I think it might have been the second randomizer, but whatever. And the order doesn't really make that big of a difference. But the third randomized threat objective was your loan, and you could have anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million, right? So you put every loan amount that you can get to the start of the game when you're starting up a map, and we got $500,000, which is not great, but it's better than $1 million, right? So there's a lot of things to accomplish here still. And then there are some side objectives as well. One of those was to incorporate a new crop, which we've already done. We're doing the long grain rice. That's a new crop, right? The other one was to build the temple. And everybody tells me the temple is going to take me an eternity. So it is what it is. I don't know why I unhooked that. We're up to 40 grand. That's pretty good, gang. I think we're going to sell the rest of the wheat here. I'm going to go ahead and buy this mower before it leaves. It's a decent mower. 6.3 meter width. It's a little bit wide, probably a little bit wider than we want, but that is a not a bad price for a mower for us, and that's going to work out really well for us. So let's turn the plate off. I don't care about those. We're buying a lot of stuff, gang. It's good, right? We're making progress. It's something we really haven't done a whole lot of on this series, is make progress. But we are doing that now. I'm kind of thinking that even though that Massey Ferguson is nice and it can do a couple of things, I'm kind of thinking maybe it's time to sell it too. It just doesn't seem like it's, unfortunately, the equipment we're utilizing right now is too big for it. It can't do the drilling, which I thought it was going to be able to do. It can probably do the plowing maybe a little bit, or the cultivating, I should say, not the plowing. But other than that, I don't think it can really do a whole lot else. It can pull the trailer, sort of. But when it gets heavy, man, it really has a hard time pulling it. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to think about it, I guess. I talked in the last episode about we were going to get rid of the rest of all this area and turn it all into grass, and I still think we're going to do all of that. And then we can just kind of reline and repath out, whatever our tracks that we want or our roads that we want to put in. Some of them might be similar to what we already have, and some of them might even be identical to what we already have. But I think I would like to turn them into more of a track type where there's some grass in the middle, so we still could mow that too, right? It's not going to be a ton, but it is something. It's another big day, gang. The last couple of episodes in this series, we've been making a lot of progress. A lot of progress. It's great. I love it. I'm going to keep the Massey Ferguson for now, but I just don't think there's a whole lot he can do right now, unfortunately. Alright, let's go sell this too. Why not? It's good money. I mean, we got a ton of money when we sold that last trailer. This is only going to be half of what we got in the last one, so we'll probably be looking at, I don't know, somewhere around like 27-ish thousand, something like that. 28,000 probably, which is great. Like that's good. We could buy the baler too, and if we buy the baler, then we don't necessarily need that loading wagon anymore, which means we can get rid of that. Now the problem here is the loading wagon is nice, but we got that wrapper now, right? And we're planning to wrap some of the extra grass, so it's hard for me not to purchase this one, given the fact it's out here in the used market. You know what I mean? It's a little hard not to buy it. What's the difference between these two? It's just the color, I guess. 29,797. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, ding. It's pretty daggone good. So I think what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and head back here to the farm. I'm going to get the Massey Ferguson on the cultivator. We're not going to get rid of the Massey Ferguson today. Oh, my batteries. Hold on a second, gang. I forgot about the batteries. Completely forgot about them. Even though it popped up and told me my batteries are about to be low, I completely forgot about it. All right, we're back. Apologies. I'm going to go back, put the Massey Ferguson on the cultivator. I'm going to have the cultivator, or the Massey Ferguson worker, cultivate up our other rice field over here. Get that one going for us. And then while that's happening, I'll make some trips back and forth to the shop. I'm going to sell the mower. I think I'm actually going to sell the loading wagon too, which... well, I don't know, gang. I don't know. I kind of think I'm going to keep the loading wagon the more I think about it now, because if I keep the loading wagon, I can pick up all the straw and stuff off the ground. I can put that into our silo. If they're in bales, I cannot put them in the silo. I still think we should buy the baler, though. I really do. Because if we don't, I mean, that's going to be the best deal we can get on a baler, probably. The balers are all expensive, and that's a good baler. That's a really good baler. And then that way, if we wanted to, we could always, we could bale the straw if we wanted to, but we always had that loading wagon. I think the biggest problem is I don't have any way to move the bale. So, and what I mean by that is, if I was to, sell the loading wagon, I'd have to buy a flatbed or something, a trailer of some sort, to put the bales on. This doesn't have a front loader on it. I could do it off camera, but again, I don't like doing a whole lot of super unrealistic stuff off camera. I mean on camera. I'd rather do that off camera. I don't want to just go off camera and be like, oh, well, I moved them all on top of the trailer by hand. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense or not. All right. 12,621 back. All right, not bad. Not bad. All right, so I'm going to start bringing all this stuff back. We've got a lot of stuff to bring back here. We've got the water tank. We've got the wrapper, which, again, can't use the wrapper right now. It's just kind of there for storage for a little while. We just got it because it was a good deal. You know what? We're going to go ahead and service this really quick while we're here. Because why not? We're here. It doesn't need a ton of service, but let's just service it. Actually, it probably does need a ton of service. It's our tractor that doesn't, so it's offsetting it that way. Ignore me. Yeah, it needs a little bit of service. So, repair 514, that's nothing. Absolutely worth it. Alright, so I'm going to bring all this back. I'll get this back. I'll get the water tank back. I'll even get the baler back. The other stuff is going to have to, unfortunately, just probably wait here. But I'll get all this back, and I'm going to get the workers started, like I said, on the field of cultivating the rice field there. And then we'll see where we're at and start probably picking up the straw, more than likely. Because that way, when the worker's done doing the cultivation on the rice field, I can start the worker doing the cultivation on that, that wheat field that we just harvested. Okay, slight change of plans. I swore I could put straw in that silo. Evidently, I cannot. That's a bit of a problem. So I think everything I just said about, waiting to get a trailer and all that other stuff, it's going to have to happen. We're going to get rid of this, and we're going to buy that baler before we lose it, before we lose the chance to. I really don't know what the 165 to 450 does besides the color change. I mean, there's clearly something's changing, but it's not anything major. It doesn't appear. It just appears like the, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm just going to go with the standard one, I guess. Round bed nail, film binding. I'll just do standard net. I mean, I don't think I need the film binding. Alright, we bought that before we lost it, because there was a chance it could have gone away. Let's look and see where the best place is to sell straw right now. It's not going to be great, but we got to get rid of it out of this. I really don't want to sell the loading wagon with straw in it, so it's about as bad as it can possibly be. Animal dealer, which I feel like we've been to once before, but I don't recall. Maybe we haven't. I don't think we have. So this is going to be a new area, a new drive, so let's just drive it together. I was going to just do a jump cut, but the worker is still doing their thing there. Wow. We're going to have to figure out something for a flatbed trailer of some sort as well. And then we're going to have to figure out some way to get the straw bales on the trailer. I think for now, I'm not going to necessarily worry about the trailer today, at least. I think we'll just store the bales for now. I might just buy... I've used it in other series that I've talked about. Using it in this series, we still haven't done it, but there's a little fork that you can get that will just go in the back of the trailer. I think I'm just going to utilize that, and we'll utilize that for the bales too. We'll have to pick them up one at a time, so it'd be a little bit monotonous, but is what it is. It saves us money, and right now that's the only option we have. This tractor doesn't have the option for a front loader. At least I'm 99% sure it doesn't. Probably should have checked that again before I stated that, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. So we're hanging left here. Yeah, we haven't been up here yet. We have not been up here, so this is a new area. Check out some different area of Hutan Pantai here. I like this rock wall here, running with the edge here. I like that a lot. All right, it's not going to be anything crazy, but maybe $1,000 or $2,000. $1,556. It's better than nothing, man. That's just extra money, extra income for us, right? So I'm gonna go take this to the shop. I will sell it, and I will pick up the baler, and we'll kind of head back here, and we'll start baling up all the straw. All right, we are back underway here, gang. It's pretty nice. I did fix it up a little bit. Sold the other one. We made a lot of money off the other one. It actually was worth a little bit more than it cost us for this baler. So now, granted, the baler has some hours on it, right? So it's going to require more service probably over a longer period of time, but that's okay. Really, we're only going to be utilizing this baler for whenever we happen to have a wheat field of some sort. And when it's time to mow the grass, that's it. So, and really, we're not going to have to mow the grass all that often unless we want to make us some extra funds, right? Do need a little bit of gas here soon. Okay, this one I gotta get used to it. This is different than the one on New Frontier, on our survival challenge. It does take longer for it to reset. Once the bale's out, you can't just keep going. You do have to stop and wait. That's fine, just gotta get it in my head that I have to do that. So I'm probably gonna mess up a couple of times in the process of trying to get it to that point, right? Now, whether it's right or wrong, I'm going to start doing the way that I typically do my baling, which is I alternate every other row, and then I come back. It's just easier. I can just make a turn without having to, like, turn, back up, you know, realign everything. It's a little bit faster. So that's the way I'm going to do it. Now, given the fact that we're doing bales on this field, I'm not sure we're actually going to have the time to cultivate this field up and re-drill it. It's probably going to be the next episode at this point, which that's fine. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. We have other things growing, so it's not a big deal. We still have to fertilize the second application over there on that field, and we got to get that field started as far as drilling goes. So there's still a lot to do. And really, we want to mow a little bit today too, right? We want to get the goats in, if at all possible. So, it's another reason why I'm saying I do not think it's going to happen today. Which, that's fine. We're going to need something to do in the next episode anyway. We don't want to just do contracts anyway, right? And when we mow today, it probably isn't going to be a full extent of all the mowing. We'll probably mow a little bit of it, enough to get a bale. And then we can move the bale over there to the goats, get some goats going, get some water in there, and we can do the rest of it in the next episode as well. I think that's the smartest way to go for us. Actually, there's some down the middle. Let's go down the middle row here. All right, let's get back into this, gang. We'll throw time S back up and get it going. All right, all the straw's done, gang. There's a few tiny little patches, but we're not really that concerned about those tiny little patches. Field's already been cultivated up and done, so I've got the worker already starting on drilling the long grain rice into there. So we'll go ahead and put this over here kind of out of the way, like we normally do. Where we normally store it, I guess I should say. Now, I don't think this tractor can pull the mower that we got. I think it's just slightly short. I'm going to give it a shot, though. I'm going to attempt to try to see if we can get it to mow. It may be slower than it normally would be, but that's okay if it is. That way we can at least do a little bit. If it doesn't work, we should still be able to do the second application of fertilizer. It will be slow, but we should be able to do it. So we'll give that a shot too. So I'm actually going to start, if it lets me, I'm going to mow this weeded grass up a little bit here. This is a nice mower, this one. It does require that we're going to be driving a little bit in our field because of the way that the mower works, but that's okay. That's all right. Yeah, it's not really producing a ton, I don't think, of grass. Maybe a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit being... But the tractor is able to utilize it. It's not probably going as fast as it could, but it is utilizing it, and it's working fine. So we're going to continue doing that. Now, with the size of this mower, it's going to take us seconds, really, to mow this entire field. So what we'll probably do is mow the entire field, even if we don't pick up all the grass today. I'm not that concerned with putting any fertilizer down here for a little while. I mean, I want to do it, obviously, to get more grass out of it. But early on, we're just mostly going to be utilized for the goats right now, so I'm not that concerned with it. So if we leave what I'm trying to get at, I guess, is if we leave the grass here, right? We mow it today, but we leave most of the grass here, which probably all of the grass here. It's not that big of a deal. We may still wrap it all up. I don't know. We'll see. I have to look at see what the time looks like on the video here. I have no problem doing long videos. I like to do them every once in a while, but I do try to keep my videos somewhere between the 45-minute mark to an hour. Really, 30 minutes is what YouTube tells me I should be doing, but, you know, it is what it is. I enjoy the game so much, and sometimes I just get kind of lost in the sauce a little bit, and so to speak, where I'm having so much fun, I kind of stopped paying attention to how long the episode is. Right, so we're going to basically kind of wrap this around. Basically, we're doing like a headland pass. I'm not going to mow the rest of it in the middle. I mean, I could. It wouldn't take me long to do it, but I think this is going to be plenty of grass for quite a while for the amount of goats we're going to purchase today. And whatever's not there, or whatever's left, I guess I should say, we can wrap up whatever, however many bales we get out of this. We'll just wrap the rest of it up, and with our wrapper, our new wrapper, make a little bit of money off the silage too, right? And that's why I'm saying I'm not too concerned about fertilizing it, because we're not doing the entire field. We're only doing a portion of the field. That portion of that field will just have a weaker yield the next time we mow. Not a big deal. At least not to me it is. It isn't. Okay, we're going a little bit slower there for whatever reason, but that's okay. Alright. I'm happy with that. We're going to call that good enough. There should be plenty of grass there for us for the goats. Now the big problem here really is, more than anything, is we don't really have the horsepower in this to do the baling. I don't even think it's going to allow us. I'm going to attempt it, but I think it's going to not work at all. But I've been wrong many times before. Sometimes it says you need a certain horsepower, but it'll still let you do it with less horsepower. It's just maybe slower, right? And we don't have a windrower or anything like that at all. So this is literally going to take a bit of time to try to pick all this up too, right? Actually, matter of fact, I'm going to go down here. Bear with me for a minute, gang. I'm going to go down here to the end here, and we're going to start down here. And if this doesn't work, which I fully expect it won't, we'll borrow the other tractor for a little bit. At least get a bale or two going here. I might go ahead and just throw them over there by hand for now, since we don't have any of the other stuff we specifically need to pick them up. The bales, I mean. Well, it's doing it no problem, so I don't know. Whatever. It's still going to be a straw bale that's going to pop out here because we had so much straw in here. It's not going to flip to grass yet, and that's fine. Alright, we are on grass now. The round-bill nets, they actually are running out a lot faster than I expected them to, if you look up there. There's not, I mean, we've already utilized almost half of one of them, which is crazy to me. I mean, we do have a lot of bales out there, so I guess it makes sense, but... Now, we're not doing the most perfect job here. Really, it won't back up at all. Like, it's having a really hard time backing up, so I'm trying the best I can here to try to stop it right when it gets to 100, so we're not really missing a whole lot, if that makes any sense, right? But I'm just glad this is working. This is another thing that this tractor can do. It makes it a little bit more useful now. For a while, earlier on in the episode, like I was talking about, I was a little concerned that we might not really need this tractor anymore because it's going to be a hard time utilizing a lot of things. It can do the cultivation, certainly, and that definitely helps. Don't get me wrong. That absolutely 100% helps. But we need it to be able to do a few more things than just that. And I said we were going to do something with the canola pallet. We're not going to have time to do anything with the canola pallet. That's just going to be a running joke for a while. In FS25, we had a couple things like that where they were running jokes, and I was like, oh yeah, we're going to take care of that today, and then we just run out of time. It almost reminds me, and I'm not a huge fan of Jimmy Kimmel, but if you've ever watched his thing about how he says he's sorry he ran out of time for Matt Damon, that's pretty funny. It's kind of what it reminds me of. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about or not, but he's alright. I mean, I guess he's alright, but I don't know. He's not my cup of tea most of the time, but I do like Matt Damon, though. I think Matt Damon's pretty funny. And that whole skit they have going on with that is pretty funny. Alright, so let's turn back around here. We're going to do one more pass here. I'm not going to get all of this grass up today. Just, you know, I wanted to get enough. We've got plenty of bales now. I think we already have 3 grass bales out there, I think. So this will be 4. That should be more than sufficient for quite a while. That's certainly enough until the next episode when we take care of the rest of this grass, right? So that's gonna be up there probably every once in a while because I'm kind of at the edge here of my land, but that's all right. So when we get this last bale out, we will put the grass over here. And then once that's done, we're going to grab the water tank there. We're going to have to go find some water, and we'll buy some goats. Then we've got to fertilize that field over there, and then do the first application of fertilizer in the field that's actively being drilled, and we are ready to go. Or I say ready to go, we're done. Those are the main things left to accomplish. I'm just going to turn around here right now. Excuse me, gang. I've had the hiccups today. I really don't think I've talked about that yet, but I got rid of them, but they've still been kind of bothering me for whatever reason. I don't normally get hiccups very often, but I've had them today. Alright. We're going to say that is good enough, so let me just pull this out of the way for right now. I'm going to put this in the actual barn. This needs to go in the barn, but I'll do that here later on. Let's unhook that. The worker's still going at drilling that field, so we need to do a couple things anyway in the interim here. Man, today, another very productive day, though, man. We got 2 new pieces of equipment. We sold a couple pieces of equipment as well, but 2 new pieces of equipment. And we're going to get goats going today. It's exciting, man. Now, the question I have, and I've talked about this already, this little drain-off area that actually has water running in it, am I able to get water out of that? If not, we may be going quite a ways to get some water until we're able to put down a water tank, which we have the money to do it right now. There's some out there that are not very expensive on ModHub now, but, you know, let's take it one step at a time here, right? I highly doubt this is going to work. But it does work. Oh my goodness, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. As long as we can get out of here. I guess I should have the beacon on. Whoops. Way to go, Z. Now, we're probably going to have to make a couple of trips, I would think, here, filling up this water. I would think. I do not expect that this is going to be enough water for the size of the pin we have here. It's not a huge pin by any means, but it's a pin nonetheless. Where's the water go? What? There it is. The very finicky spot there. Oh, wow, it did take all the water. Okay. Well, that means we're probably going to have to top them up every day, which is fine. That's not a big deal. Now, I think I set it up. I might not have done it correctly, but I think I set it up properly where in there is a meadow. So they should be able to actually chew on that grass in there that's actually inside the pin. They should be able to eat that grass is what I mean, which means you have to put actually less grass in the pin. Well, I mean, you don't have to fill up grass for them less often, I guess is what I should say. So just bear with me for a minute. I know I talked about not doing this on camera, but we're going to do it just this one time, just to get this started. Yeah, meadow. 1,649 liters in the meadow. And they've got a full 3,000 liters in there. There's only 500 liters left in this bale. That's good. That's what we wanted. That means we can buy animals. Now, I don't know. Here we go. I was going to say, I don't know where they are, but here they are. All right, so we want goats. Here they are. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy a couple of the ones that are little babies. And we're going to buy a couple... So this is like a one in the middle of the range. So let's buy, how much can we hold? 20. Let's buy 3 of those. Let's buy 3 of these. And we'll buy 2 of these. Yeah, I'm fine with that. 8. And then the rest of it we can let them reproduce. Oh, look at him. Look at him in there. Look at that little guy. Look at him. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Look at that little guy. I love that little guy right there. This is my favorite. Awesome. And look at it. Look at him. Look at the horns on that. Oh, man, I love a goat. Goats are cool. Awesome. Well, gang, we're done. We're going to leave the episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a very productive episode. We have accomplished one of our objectives. One of the threats has been accomplished. Very exciting. Having a good time with this. Hopefully you are too. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you're new, or smash it for me, actually, if you're new. Helps me out a ton. More videos in the corners, and I'll see you in the next one.